Science and Discovery, Ruler Drop Reflex Test. In a bustling classroom in a small town, 6-year-old Timmy sat eagerly at his desk, ready to learn something new. Today was Monday, which meant it was time for Science and Discovery class. Miss Brown, the children's favorite teacher, stood at the front of the room, smiling warmly. Miss Brown handed Timmy a ruler and said, "Today, we're going to learn about the Ruler Drop Reflex Test. Ready?" Timmy nodded, excitedly. Miss Brown explained, "This test helps us understand our body's reaction time." Miss Brown demonstrated by dropping a ruler from her hand, which hit the floor with a loud clatter. "Now it's your turn," she said to Timmy. He gripped the ruler tightly and let go, watching as it fell to the ground. Immediately, Timmy jumped back and tried to catch the falling ruler, but it was too late. He exclaimed, "Whoa, that was fast." Miss Brown smiled, saying, "Exactly, that's your ruler drop reflex time." One by one, the other students took turns trying the ruler drop reflex test. They giggled and exclaimed as they tried to beat each other's times. Miss Brown helped them record their results in a notebook. When they were done, Miss Brown asked them to compare their results. She explained that every person's reaction time was different based on factors like age, height, and even mood. The children marveled at the differences in their times. Miss Brown wrote equations on the board to help the children understand the relationship between distance and time in the test. She explained that as the distance increased, so did the time it took for them to react. The children discussed the experiment, asking questions and sharing their findings. Miss Brown encouraged them to ask as many questions as they wanted. They were eager to learn more about this fascinating test. After class, the children continued their experiments, using various objects and distances to test their reaction times. They laughed and learned as they explored the world around them. As the day ended, Miss Brown asked the children to share what they had learned about the ruler drop reflex test. They eagerly talked about their results and what they thought it meant for their bodies and minds. With a smile, Miss Brown sent the children home for the day. They left the classroom excited for what they would learn next in Science and Discovery. The children learned about the ruler drop reflex test, which helped them understand the why behind their body's quick reactions. They practiced experimenting, measuring, and explaining to each other what they had discovered. Miss Brown encouraged their curiosity and enthusiasm for learning, leaving them excited for tomorrow's adventure in Science and Discovery.